Yeah, when I'm storing my gasoline, I make sure the containers are really super airtight and the containers are full because the one problem with ethanol, actually, ethanol will last quite a long time if there's no air exposure to it. That's the 99% of the problem. You know, it absorbs moisture. That's how you get the phase separation in the gasoline. It's exposure to moisture. Now, I did find out that, I use PRIG, fuel stabilizer. It's pretty good. And actually, I think the new Stable 360 is pretty good stuff. But this Startron, it's like blue. I found out that's good. But there's still a limit to how much moisture could be absorbed in ethanol. And the simplest thing is to just keep the container full. And, I like putting these two here don't have one of those breather caps, so sometimes it pours out kind of slow. But what I do is, this is a heavy duty trash can liner, construction bag liner. I put it over there like a gasket, and I put this over it just like with this, you see? So it really seals it up good. And this being completely full, and this thing is not half full, in other words, if it's half full, it's got some air in it, and whatever moisture is in that air will absorb down into the ethanol, the gasoline, or the 10% ethanol, right? And that's what causes your problem where it goes bad. And once that starts getting a little moisture in there, forget about it. The Startron can tolerate a little bit of moisture. But if you put a cup of water in here, hang it up. I mean, even like 2 ounces of water, forget it. I mean, it's a very minuscule amount of water that Startron can counteract. But it's pretty good. So as long as you don't actually get like physical moisture in it, it's a little bit of ambient air once in a while. Maybe you had the vent cap popped on it or something like that. It probably would help keep that fuel stable a lot longer. But the simplest thing is just to freaking put it in a container that's full and totally airtight. Then it will last. That's why there's a lot of variance of how long it lasts in your car. Now, this old Jeep thing here, the Suzuki, it's got a vented tank. So I got to kind of watch with it. I put some Marvel Mystery Oil in it every time I run this thing. And I don't think that really helps the fuel last longer. It just gives it a little upper cylinder lubricant. This thing does have like 225,000 miles on it. It doesn't burn a drop of oil, but, it helps the upper cylinder lubricate a lot. I'm not sure if it does much to freaking help preserve the fuel. But the Marvel Mystery Oil is a little bit of a cleaner too. So I mean, if there's a little bit of gumminess in the gas, it might help somewhat. I think it does a tiny bit. But mainly, the cheapest way is to just make sure the container's full and make sure the container's airtight completely. A lot of times these caps, like that's a diesel fuel cap right there. That's a diesel fuel in the yellow. I got that. I'm running my kerosene heater on those things. They will sometimes these got vented caps, but I found with the gas, if it gets kind of hot, a lot of times you'll see the cap pop. I didn't install any caps in this damn thing, so it takes a little longer to fill up, because it doesn't have a vent cap. But when that vent cap pops, then it's getting air. So I make sure it's in an area that's out of the sun. And, right now it's cooler, it's in the wintertime. But, if it's in the summertime, I make sure it's out of the sun and the place got some kind of ventilation. You see, like there's ventilation right here. And there's a little ventilation right up here. So you can see some water comes down right in between here. But, if there's any kind of heat, too much heat, some of it can escape, So, but that's the simplest way I found to store gasoline. Because you ever hear about people freaking saying, I've got, I stored gasoline 2 months and it started going bad. And then you hear some people, I stored gasoline for a year and it was still good. It's not just because of the brand of gasoline or how much, say they're both got 10% ethanol. It's like if you got that container completely full and it's completely sealed up, it'll last a year. If it's in your gas tank and you got a newer car and the car is completely filled up and it's got like the the charcoal evaporator canister in it, where it's a closed system, and the gas tank is completely filled up, it'll last a while. It won't screw up. If you got your lawn tractor out there or your snow blower, it's got a vented cap on it. You know, you're probably better off putting a plastic bag around the vented cap, sealing it up. If you're going to keep that gas tank full. I mean, I know it could kind of overpressure the system, but just make sure you keep it out of heat. It'll probably fire right up. With my lawnmower, I had very good luck with just using PRG, PRIG. I leave the old gas in it, fired right up. Didn't work so good on a Harley. But what did work good on a Harley, this is a Harley under there, you know, what worked good was the Startron. It's just some blue stuff. I'll tell you what, you know, somebody tells me it's kerosene, but I'm like, you know, it ain't kerosene. If it was kerosene, you wouldn't, get out of here, man. Some people tell me it's kerosene. I'm like, get out of here, it's bullshit. I mean, everybody tells you some bullshit online. I found that Startron works pretty good. You know, I should actually put that plastic bag around a vented gas cap on this thing, too. Gas evaporates after a while. But, you know, I use it once in a while, so I don't always do that. And that's my Startron stuff. That enzyme, whatever the hell that crap is. Yeah, I don't know. That shit seems to work. You know, I got PRG in here some damn place. I don't know where the hell it is. It's probably up there. Maybe that's it. One of these damn things. One of these is, yeah, that's it. PRG, PRIG. That's some pretty good shit, too. But it doesn't seem to take the moisture out. And by the way, you know, I ain't going to be making no money on this American Russian survival channel anyway, because I don't have enough subs or freaking hours of viewing. So anything I put up here is a freebie, man, from, you know, just out of my heart. So anyway, but yeah, you know, this is just one shit. I got loads of freaking tools, man. Tools under the freaking, in the other shed, the two other sheds, chainsaws, freaking, I mean, man, freaking loads of stuff under the carport out by the workbench, man. You know, this is, water gallons, man. I mean, I'm like a prepper to the max, man. You know, there's be a lot of shit to move when I go to North Georgia, I'll tell you that right now. Whoa. Yeah, we got the old Dixie horn here.